Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're back with Ducko and Mage LIGHTSPEED. We got this is episode 4, and we actually brought some more people this time than the usual suspects. But I'm still gonna. I mean, yeah,
Suspects.
the usual folk. We still have Adam, Biffweed, Brandon, Butter. We still got DJ, Larry, and Ribbit. But now we've got Ducko.
Hello.
And we have Mage.
Hi.
The Ronald versus Clownpiece duo. They're joining us.
Yeah.
The iconic duo.
Name a more iconic duo.
So, what is the first match we have listed is Freddy Fazbear Entertainment versus Joey Drew Studios. Who's debating for who on that one?
I am going for Fazbear Entertainment.
Right.
And I'm going for Joey Drew Studios.
And yeah, it's way down here. It does not have a thumbnail, but it says Frank West from Dead Rising is currently making a story on the dark stories behind the two companies, but they both know this and plan to cover up any shady things. They have to get Frank off their case. Who would do a better job or have a higher likelihood to cover their tracks better?
Okay, so I guess I'm going first with Fazbear Entertainment.
Yep.
So the thing is with Fazbear Entertainment and covering up the track, they're kind of already known for doing that already. I mean, that's pretty much the plot of FNAF VR. They created, which is actually FNAF VR is actually a game inside Universe that is made to make fun of all the quote unquote theories and fake stories about Fazbear Entertainment. Making it basically just laughing at, like, just playing along to make fun of things like that. Making all the Five Nights at Freddy's games in Universe to try to cover up the tracks. And I can feel like they can just continue to do something similar. We know that despite just how many times a pizzeria has burned down the place, somehow Fazbear Entertainment is still up and running, especially like with security breach. Like we saw in like that opening of Security Breach, there was still a lot of people that still comes over to Fazbear Entertainment, even after all the stories and all the tragedies, the killings that have happened. So they clearly already have experience covering the tracks and staying in business despite all that has happened. Now, Joey Drew Studios, on the other hand, is already dead. It's already like they literally make it a point that it's shut down. Literally, the employees of the Joey Drew Studios have either quit, or have either dead, or have either become to ink-covered monsters. Which I'm pretty sure. So literally, I'm pretty sure Joey Drew is just also dead. So, who is left in Joey Drew's studio to actually stop this Frank West? Like, I'm pretty sure if he just goes in there and sees an ink creature, he'll just take a picture and now that'll be it. That's all the proof he needs. There's no one to stop him. And you can't exactly tell me that he wouldn't be able to escape the place, given that it's Frank West. He survived, like, zombie hordes and stuff like that. So yeah, I think just the Fazbear Entertainment, they already have experience just covering up the tracks, staying in business despite all the bad stuff that's happened. Well, there's really no one left in Joey Drew to stop Frank West from exposing all the dark secrets, which is why I had to give it to them.
All right, nice. Ribbit, you got something for Joey?
Okay.
Joey Drew.
Okay, so it is true that Joey Drew Studios is not much of a conglomerate anymore, but it was bought by Archgate, which is a still running company. So the employees of that location are still more than capable of working their magic here. So on that end, Fazbear Entertainment has way more skeletons in its closet. From like all the child murders that happened there, to fucking Fazgoo that turns you into that hypnotizes you, turns you into cults. Lonely Freddy's that comfort like lonely children, which are actually other lonely children that have been turned into them. like turning bratish children into candy and then having them be eaten alive while screaming and kicking, like, and they scream. Like in the story, it's like said, oh, while the candy girl's getting eaten, she screams. If Frank West finds that out, that's as bad as turning someone into ink, if not worse. Fazbear is pretty open about this stuff. The animatronics are on display for everyone to see, so them having dying children inside of them will get found out pretty quickly, I imagine. Like, back rooms have rotting serial killers in them, a la Springtrap. Like Fazbear Entertainment embraces their bad reputation, like making horror attractions and stuff, but just because they're aware of them doesn't mean they can't be exposed for them actually being the case. Meanwhile, Joey Drew Studios really is just a normal company. What's actually there to be exposed for is the cycle, which requires access to the ink machine. If Frank West did gain access to the ink machine, he would get stuck in the cycle, and he could survive. I definitely agree there. The only real issue he might run into is the ink demon consuming him and growing more powerful as a result. But unless you have a particular connection to the company, like Audrey or Henry did, and you become a cycle breaker, you're pretty much bound to what the cycle lets you do. So you're kind of stuck in an endless time loop, and I don't think Frank West can escape that.
All right. So,
All right.
what do we all think of that? What are we getting from this?
For one thing, with all the like wadding corpses inside the thing, while that used to be a problem, like with the new animatronics that are just made with AI, there's no dead children stuck inside them, so Frank wouldn't find out about that. And with all the wadding serial killers and burnt down attractions, it's like just an underground places that is hidden away from the public that they don't really know how Frank would even find unless you just have access to just what's the word?
Access to the back rooms?
Like basically, yeah, just like to like have clearance to, or
Yeah.
the availability to get into.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say I don't think Clarence is gonna stop Frank. Frank will absolutely.
But how does Frank get out of the time loop?
That's the thing. That's the thing. An underground area, I think, is significantly easier to find than the cycle. Audrey worked there, and she had no idea that it existed. She was Joey Drew's daughter, and she didn't even know it existed.
With finding underground places, I mean, he did that in the game. I think, like, in both.
The thing about the ink machine is that you need to put everything on the pedestals, you need to get it up and running, and then you need to delve into the ink. And Frank wouldn't know to do that.
I mean, like, just like on a basic, like, when you just look at them, I think Joey Drew's maybe looks a little more presentable, because Freddy Faz, they just look fucking creepy already, and it's already, they smell, right? The animatronics smell.
That's the thing. Freddy Fazbear have a lot of known history already. Like,
in the news and shit.
Yeah. Newspaper articles are strewn all over the walls and stuff.
Whereas no shit about Joey Drew Studios being anything wrong.
No, like Audrey, again, who worked there and grew up with the characters, she had no idea that the ink demon existed.
I want to say the original suits that the dead children were stuffed inside were dismantled and destroyed and burned.
Yeah.
Okay. So what point in Fazbear
like the new
Entertainment?
animatronic, the new stuff like from like Security Breach, like those animatronics, they don't have anything particularly wrong with them. Just have AIs.
Yeah.
My biggest particular problem is it just sounds much harder for Frank to discover the bendy thing because it's harder to set up. Then he has to worry about the ink creatures, which is not something he's ever dealt anything like. Yeah, he survived zombies, but they were also slow and could be killed like by crushing their head. These ink demons are a little more complicated.
Also, and
From what
didn't you say
I
Rupert,
wouldn't,
that
I wouldn't really
they sort of
say that.
didn't
They
they
were pretty
embrace?
slow, and they
Okay.
got killed up by like axes and stuff. I don't think it's gonna be that hard to kill him.
I think
thought-
I don't think he could beat the Ink Demon. That's the
Isn't
thing.
Bendy like entirely liquid? I know like Boris and the likes have intestines that are vital to them functioning, but Bendy himself, I think, is just pure.
He's soulless.
liquid.
He's just ink. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Then it might have just been Bendy, but like Frank hasn't fought anything like that and doesn't really have an answer on him to handle something. I mean, maybe he could bring like liquid nitrogen or something. But
If
then
Frank,
that
if Frank gets into the basement, not only can he actually escape, but Springtrap is, for some reason, down there. Fucking stupid plot point. But yeah, Springtrap is down there, and so is the big molten glob of all the animatronics fused into one.
The book seemed to be implying that it's not actually
right.
Springtrap
Well, yeah,
down there.
I think
It's still a rotting man
Yeah,
in a
but-
in a rabbit costume.
I think it's because like the thing is, it's harder to find the shit in Joey Drew's, and if Frank gets deep enough, he's probably not ever leaving Joey Drew Studios. But Freddy Fazbear, he can leave that. He can fuck these guys up. I think he can take care of the animatronics, but I think Bendy is a bit
I mean,
harder.
I feel like we're going about taking out things. I feel like the molten animatronic blob is going to be very difficult for him to take out, considering just it's
hasn't
just,
he beaten
just no-
like huge monsters before though?
He doesn't
Yeah,
even
you
have
know,
to get. He just
uh,
has to snap a picture and go away.
Oh, he can just fuck off. He can just fuck off. You're like, oh shit, snap,
I
run.
suppose if we're gonna streamline a few of these episodes, like a few of these debates, right now I am siding with Joey Drew Studios, but
Yeah,
I don't know if there's how much more there is to this one.
Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think he could leave because, like, or did they ever show how they could escape? Because the elevator just breaks whenever you go down there.
And what? And what?
What?
Uh,
In the
Security.
They're
ending
good at it.
cutscene,
In most security breach endings,
yeah.
Gregory escapes.
yeah,
Frank
they
West,
escape
he's
the
a
whole
scrappy
I'm saying
enough
he's
guy.
not.
He could get his way out of there.
Okay,
I'm gonna side as Joey Drew Studios.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
certainly like Frank's just got a more difficult task ahead of him with Joey Drew Studios, so I gotta go with them.
Also, we're gonna keep FNAF going on a lose streak. By the way,
Yeah.
FNAF's just gonna keep losing.
You guys gotta stop letting me debate for that. I keep failing.
Yeah.
What, Ducko? What, Ducko?
Already existing newspaper articles and republish
I
them.
just said-
Job done.
I just called them the Washington Generals of GGM. But nobody.
Now hang on,
I,
just wait for Chucky versus Freddy. That'll.
There we
We'll
go.
see
There we go.
if they can turn it around. Then
Oh, no.
Maybe. We
We
don't
shall
know,
see.
but you know they
But,
might. You know, Freddy Fazbear might end the win streak, the lose
Okay.
streak. I mean,
so we're gonna move on.
Guess
yeah,
so.
I'm definitely siding with Joey Drew.
Where the fuck? Okay, this one we got as me and Ducko. It's the Doom Patrol, whoever the fuck they are, versus
Yeah.
Bill Cipher. I gotta read the
I don't know
scenario.
if Doom Patrol-
Yeah, you do. Okay. After an increase of reports of weird happenings in a small Oregon town, Niles Calder dispatches the Doom Patrol to investigate what is going on. The trio of Cliff Steele, Crazy Jane, and Rebus all enter Gravity Falls, where for a brief moment things are seemingly normal. However, a rift in the sky soon appears, spawning several nightmarish creatures and their leader Bill Cipher. It's not long before the population of Gravity Falls is almost entirely turned to stone by the Triangular Terror and taken to the large black pyramid in the sky. With no exit and no backup, can the Doom Patrol end Bill's reign of terror and prevent Weirdmageddon from spreading outside of Gravity Falls?
No.
Well, you fucking wait your fucking... Ducko's the one debating it. You gotta Ducko
I'll
debate it.
say, off the top of my head, two things that are a big thing for the Doom Patrol. One is one of their members, Crazy Jane. Basically what she is she has multiple personality disorder, but all the multiple personalities have like different superpowers.
Mhm.
So really she could kind of just do anything, just depending. So she could match Bill Cipher's a vast array of abilities. And also, they've dealt with a guy named Mr. Nobody before, who's basically like Bill Cipher, but like to the point where he is able to like take control of the narrative and shit. He's like a reality warper, but he's like above Bill Cipher, I would say. And they managed to eventually deal with that guy, and like they just exist, compared to like Dipper and Mabel and Grunkle Stan, who are mere mortals, and they just like were able to like go around and find the information and do this and that to like take down Bill. I feel like these guys is like superheroes with like a vast array of experience with very strange things. They would not be so like out of the loop with a guy like Bill Cipher. That's just what I am saying off the top of my head right now.
That's your initial debate?
Yes.
Okay. So, like, yeah, I'm sure the Doom Patrol have gone on all sorts of weird adventures in the comics. They've probably been around for a while in the DC universe. But from what I'm gathering, the free characters addressed here are not reality warpers. So, putting them in Gravity Falls with specifically no exit, they said in the scenario, so they're not leaving Gravity Falls, I'm pretty sure they're just going to get their molecules disassembled by Bill. I tried to read into these guys because I'm honestly not that familiar with the Doom Patrol, but from what I'm reading up, Clifford Steele, who's like he's the robot man.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was in a horrible accident that left him as just a brain and a robot, and I think that like traumatic backstory is something Bill could torment him with because he's a mind reader. So he could use those his previous life. He could like torment him, give him sort of a RoboCop existential crisis because he's barely a man anymore, something like that. And also, I found out Clifford needs to eat a specific food in order to keep his human brain alive. So if Bill just keeps him in a cage for a few days, he's just going to naturally die. You mentioned Crazy Jane. She has 64 personalities, and she's already kind of losing it. So I think unleashing a madness bubble onto her could finally push her past the edge of insanity, because it seems like something Bill would want to do. She's already pretty nuts, and there's 64 people in there. I think it's possible that Bill would trap her in her own version of Mabel Land, where it's inhabited by all 64 of herself. Now, the third guy here, RIBBIT'S, he seems to be actually the most useful member of this team, because he does have a few powers. But most of the powers that he had, I found that Bill had too, like sort of seeing the future. But then Bill just had so much more, like transmutation and shit, and being able to warp gravity. I think, like the thing with Clifford and Kay, Clifford, he's just a robot guy. He's not, I don't think they should have brought him for this reality warper, honestly, because he's got the strength of a super robot and all, and he can probably, I think it looks like he can like sense like what things are made of and stuff, like the standard robot abilities, but it's nothing too insane. And Kate, she can have 1 or 2 powers depending on the personality, but she has to swap between them, and some of the personalities just don't have powers, they just have emotional problems. So, if she ends up in one of those, she's just really in a bad situation against Bill. And, yeah, RIBBIT'S is the guy with the powers here, but he doesn't have that many compared to Bill. I think Bill has way more abilities. He can turn that guy he can turn them all, honestly, into like just banners, or turn them into a statue, shuffle the functions on their face, and just make them suffocate. I don't think there's anything they can do about that. So that's my Bill.
That's your Bill indeed.
That's Bill.
I got a question.
Yeah?
So, Ducko, regarding the person who could change the narrative, how did they beat them?
Yeah.
How did they beat Mr. Nobody?
Yes.
Okay, so
DJ, if you know the answer, you can help him.
From what I'm reading here, they put a hood or a mask on him, and that causes him to revert to his normal human form.
So that has never happened to Bill Cipher? Bill Cipher has never had a sheep pulled over his head and then went back to normal? That has never happened?
No.
He got pepper sprayed or
whatever.
Yeah,
not to Bill. So, yeah, no.
Okay, then I just think that the biggest problem is they're going in without information. The reason that Dipper did so well is because he had a lot of research in.
Like, they don't know anything about the whole like that ritual with all the people in Gravity Falls.
If they had the books, maybe they'd have a stronger case. But I think they just
And like,
But even
Die.
then, Bill could just take the books away from them and just burn them like he did with
yeah.
Dipper.
And I think it's important to note that they defeated Bill because Bill wanted something in Stanford's mind. None of these guys have something Bill absolutely needs in his mind, like in their minds. He doesn't need to do that shit. He doesn't need to make himself vulnerable.
And even if he did, I don't think do they even have a way to erase one of the minds.
Yeah, like
I
was like just like assuming they could, but I don't know if they could. I
mean,
know, as far as I know, Robot Man and Alternate Personality Girl don't have it. The other guy might. I don't know about him as much. He has more abilities.
Does the person with the 64 personalities maybe
Possibly. One of her personalities has it. Ducko, can you tell me? Can she choose between the personalities, or is it at random? Does she get to choose which personality is taking dominant over the body?
I'm looking at stuff. Oh my god. I know of them, but. Like,
I mean, she seems like an interesting character, actually. When I was reading about it, she seemed pretty interesting.
Okay, so Crazy Jane's personalities are in her head in a place called the Underground, so she already has kind of her own world in there.
Yeah.
And this is where they are at until they become the different dominant personality. There are different levels in the Underground. The bottom level, the well, is where the personalities go to destroy themselves. I'm like,
okay, so they don't even like themselves that much, these personalities.
She is pretty unstable.
Yeah, and I think, sorry.
I feel like that could be a double-edged sword, though, if you try to, like, unleash her. It's like...
Bill would find her very amusing. Like, he would like the 64 heads in there. He'd find that, but it's like, if she starts attacking him, just turn her into stone, blow his finger. Whew.
She has what? There's a whole there's a bunch of list of things she can turn.
Yeah, I read through most of them, and like a lot of them did have powers, but some of them just didn't even have powers at all. Some of them were just like personality traits.
This is not useful at all.
Let's hear it.
Sex bomb. She explodes when sexually aroused.
Oh, all right, Bill, get in there. Wait, how old is she?
I don't. That's the thing you got to clarify beforehand.
She's like a 20-something on the show. I know that.
That's how Bill defeats Crazy Jane.
I think this might be the worst day of my life.
Well, she can regenerate.
DJ, you said you knew some. Did you know some stuff about Doom Patrol?
Hell no.
Oh fuck! Okay, never mind. I think Bill wins.
I think.
Yeah, it sounds like a Bill win.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the best way for the Doom Patrol to get rid of Bill is because if she has those multiple personalities, maybe they could do what they did to Stan, wiping his mind, getting him in one of those personalities. But that's like
you would never want to.
Too specific.
Oh,
probably Bill.
Yeah.
You said that there's like a place where they go to like destroy themselves or something, because
the minds apparently they get personalities will get rid of themselves by going through there. So they just don't want to be around anymore.
They could
so
put
theoretically,
Bill in one of those.
Yeah, but there's no reason he would ever want to go inside her brain.
Right, she doesn't have any info. I'm gonna say Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am slightly thinking like if I really went into Doom Patrol would win, but I don't have something great right now.
Right, this is all off
it's
the
all just on the spot.
Yeah.
It's entirely possible. It's DC Comics.
We have right now.
I will
say,
just so we could say, like, if Bill lost this, we could end the Bill arc on this show.
Can't be used for.
But as of right now, Bill's ongoing plot on Galaxy Grudge Match reigns supreme. It's still going because he won today.
Initiative has to keep going.
Okay, so
I feel like they could find the end. Never mind.
Was doomed.
Okay, we got Pepino versus Guru.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Let me find it. Let me find
We
it.
didn't have a scenario for this one. I was thinking of one while you were doing these two debates.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay. Yeah.
I think whether we could either do, they have to swap what type of food they offer. Like Pepino has to get in the jam business, Gru has to get the pizza. That seems too weird. Not really the focus of Pizza Tower. So I think we could maybe do, because I don't actually get the connection between Gru and Pepino. Gru has to take down Pizza Face, and then Pepino has to either take down Vector or El Macho.
Vector.
Vector?
yeah.
Vector's a lot more influential.
So swap
Influential?
Vector and Pizza Face. They got to take down each other's villains.
Okay.
Alrighty.
And Adam, you're starting with Peppino.
Okay, so yeah, I think Peppino's got this in the bag because literally the whole game is just he's rushing through the pizza tower and like beating the shit out of everything in his path just to get to the top and confront Pizza Face. And like, of course, we all know the iconic scene in Despicable Me where Gru gets real and like Vector's throwing all the shit at him. He's shooting missiles. He's got sharks. All this stuff. Gru's skillfully dodging, and he punches it in the nose. And so yeah, I think Peppino. Well, I mean, okay, if Gru can easily get through Vector's defenses like that, Peppino definitely is not going to have any problem because like literally can run at Mach speeds. He's definitely strong enough to take on whatever Vector throws at him. And, like, yeah, Vector's definitely not fighting back if it gets to a one-on-one situation, because literally just plow through all the bosses at the end. And also, I don't really think there's anything Vector can do to really, like, take out Peppino, because he's sort of got that, like, toony physics to him that, like, I think would make him hard to kill. Like, he can get squashed and stretched and all that. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I don't think the squid blaster or whatever he had is going to really do much.
Squid launcher!
That was a piranha gun? Hang on.
Oh, yeah, it was a piranha gun.
No, it was
Fake
both.
fan.
Because
Fake fan.
Yeah, he had both.
It was a
you guys are the fake fans.
Okay, well, the piranha gun might do something, but still, nothing I don't think he wouldn't be able to, like, tough through. And, yeah, I think worst comes to worst, Peppino's just going to be roughed up a little bit and a little winded afterwards. But yeah, I think just from his experiences in this game alone, he's not going to have any trouble here. Gru, on the other hand, we have seen him struggling more against, like, just basic humans. I know I brought up that scene where he's, like, punching the shark and everything, but, like, what the pizza tower is going to throw at him is, like, all this crazy shit. Like, there's giant peppers, he's going to be running into, like, a creepypasta fake clone of himself. He's got to go through all of these levels with, like, lava and, like, pirates shooting at him. It's just, I think it's going to be a little too much for him to handle. And I don't really think anything he has is going to be that useful here. But yeah, that's why I think Peppino takes it.
That's good.
Pretty good.
That's butter for Gru it is?
Yes.
Okay, all right, yeah, go ahead.
I am pretty good. So I'm gonna say Gru definitely is going to. Yeah, there are a lot of strange things, but strange things doesn't mean that he's not gonna be able to handle it. Yeah, he's never seen a giant pepper before, but his freeze gun or his minions' massive arsenal of guns, explosive rocket launchers are easily gonna handle it. Not to mention I believe it's over 10,000 minions he has on hand. There's no reason that he couldn't just assemble them, get them their weapons, and then just charge the place. Just the sheer number of that alone, plus their practical indestructibility. Lava, not a problem for his freeze ray. Could easily freeze the place over. He's just got so much technology, a lab, and enough currency to, finance everything that, yeah, the pizza tower isn't going to be a problem. When he gets serious, he can do really good. Yes, he did, with the scene where he fights the shark and then all the explosives and all that, you do have to remember that he's been a villain all his life, so he's got a lot of experience. As far as I'm aware, Peppino isn't exactly the same. That first adventure that he goes on is his only adventure. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But so he's going to be lacking in experience. And while Vector does have, first just a lot of weapons that did keep Gru at bay. There's things like the shrink gun. Yes, it does take time for they do grow back to size eventually. But if Peppino got shot by that, it's over because he could just step on him, explode him. And also, Vector has the finances because his father owns the bank for evil people. And Vector is an accomplished villain, stealing things like the Great Pyramid. So, in terms of who's going to do it better, like, I don't doubt that Peppino could do it with just charging in, but I'm seeing him have way more chances to fail by getting hit by the shrink gun or just overwhelmed by all the explosives and a massive arsenal that Vector has versus Gru just sending like his minions to overwhelm the place, or even just his own standard tech like the lipstick laser, the freeze gun, or just a lot of his standard explosives and stuff.
All right.
That's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those,
I will say
so many minions. There's a lot of
yeah,
them.
there's a lot of minions.
I could be wrong. I just remember watching a video that said like there's confirmation that he has like 10,000.
Oh yeah, there's got to be like 10,000. There's so many of those fuckers.
God.
And those...
They're at least out.
How does he put up with it?
10,000 of them.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if he brings out the West Germany shaped minion, it's over for the Pizza Tower.
All of them storming would be a pretty good idea. Like that's a lot of people.
I mean, was it? But was
I think average minion.
Moon into pizza.
What, Brandon?
I'm pretty sure Pizza Face turned the moon into pizza.
Oh.
He did.
Oh.
Yeah, he did.
Could
That
he,
does happen in the
could he turn
background,
like?
yeah,
Can he
but,
turn a lot of people into pizza, or just like one huge object?
I'm not sure.
Because if you can
I
turn all the
don't-
minions into pizza,
Well, we
they're
never see
fucked.
him. We don't see him like transmuting anyone into pizza. But I guess on that subject, I feel like if Peppino does get hit with the shrink ray, that's only gonna that will definitely delay him a bit, but not really gonna do much in the long run because there's a lot of transformations in Pizza Tower that involve Peppino getting hurt or just an enemy attacking him to turn into that. So I feel like if he gets hit with the shrinking ray, yeah, he will just shrink and he will grow back to normal size eventually.
Well, the thing is
Like
with the
doing-
shrink ray, with things as small as a person, I think the minion that got shrunk ended up staying small for over a day. And
Yeah,
the shrink ray
they say like for the bigger the object that the shrink ray shrinks, the shorter amount of time it takes. So something as smaller as a human when compared to like the moon, it takes much longer to
It's
go
called
back
the
to normal.
Novario principle.
Why do you fucking remember that, Ribbit? Why do you remember that?
Because I just came up with it now.
The Novario principle.
It does
But
decrease mass
bringing-
as well. So, because Gru could hold the moon in his hand. So,
The moon.
So I feel like Peppino could more than outlast those effects because again, he can
for a
I mean, I
day,
don't know how it.
Yeah, it would be a long time.
You have to consider because not only is he shrunk down, now he's covering far less distance, and these explosives are still going to come at him at Mach speed.
I'm not sure if Vector's gonna get a clear shot on Peppino just because of
Yeah.
not obviously speed not
Well-
bearing because it's like stats equalized. Peppino is so agile and fast with all his different jumps and dashes. He's
Well,
gonna be moving
yeah.
around sporadically.
I'm curious because I have not played
Yeah,
Pizza
but-
Tower. What are the biggest locations that Gru and the minions are going to have to get through? Are there any situations where the minions could actually get fucking annihilated?
Let me think.
Technically, it really just depends because they have to pay the fucking renter or whatever to get to the next bosses, and that's about it.
What Gru's
you don't
got?
have
Yeah,
to
we
play
gotta
every
save the
single
toppings.
Yeah, Gru's got a
Gru's got
huge-
money.
But I want to say if we want
Oh,
to,
the war level might give.
What happens there?
I
What
mean,
happens
have
in
to
that?
play
that's
it,
the thing.
He doesn't have to
I
play
think
it.
Wait, he can just skip?
I
He
think
can just skip?
Do you have enough toppings?
Oh, yeah, Gru has an airship too. He can just fly to the fucking pizza guy.
my thing is it's not that I don't think Peppino could pull it off because I think both are very capable of pulling these off. It's just Peppino's the only one who I can see falter because if he gets hit by that shrink ray, then it's probably over for him at that point.
Gru has so much. I would give it to Gru.
And if you want to bring in the comical durability, remember that the moon did blow up in Vector's face.
Yeah.
And we see he's still alive. So
And Gru just gets eaten by a shark, by the way. Gru just gets eaten by a shark. And he's fine. He's got some of that toon durability.
He gets blown up, gets eaten by a shark.
Yeah, they're
by a
comparable
shark,
there.
Gets crushed.
I just think with so much more, with such larger of an arsenal and like army, it's gonna,
Plus, he
it's gonna go
doesn't
Gru.
like
And
not only
experience.
could he like go in himself, or just storm. He could also just sneak in to like just avoid a suspicion. Because we saw like in like I think it was the third one that he and his brother were able to sneak into to what's his face's place.
Randy Marsh. It was Randy Marsh.
Also,
hello, Gru. Hello, Gru.
Also, the government, that's backing him up. If you give that to him, I think Gru just has
the
more.
Government. Then I think Pepino should get like the Sonic Snick, and then what's his face?
Yeah, we got
Big Rat Gustavo.
Oh, he's got friends too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got Gustavo and Brick and.
Yeah, because we gave Gru the minions, so I think he should get some allies.
Yes, technically.
Yeah, no, I'm perfectly fine with him.
Spoiler alert: he does save the bosses at the end, but I don't know how we quantify that.
It'd probably be at the pizza tower in this scenario, fighting Gru.
Okay, fair enough.
So, I don't think that either will really fail. I think that Gru just has he has more reason to succeed.
Gru has a lot of weapons too. Pepino, like the first, when he gets a gun, that's like he gets really fucking strong when he gets a gun.
He can even shoot ghosts.
Oh, I tried. I guess more people are siding with Gru.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Adam.
I do think this was probably
it's your closest one. I think it is your closest one.
Well,
I think
for that at least.
I just think Gru just has too many options here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, if I'll just say the next character I debate for, if that's the one I win with. Not spoiling it yet.
I think we can do one more in this part in this episode.
I'll avenge you, Adam.
How long
don't
have we
worry.
been going for?
Okay.
We've been going 37 minutes, and we've had the first episode was 40 minutes, right?
I think if we overextend an hour, that's fine.
We can squeeze this last one this episode.
Oh, trust me, the one I'm debating for isn't going to be long at all. We could just do that one real quick if we need to.
Sure, we can do that.
Let's bump that one up.
Taro
versus Soma?
We got Trixie versus Cherno first.
Oh, really?
Trixie versus Cherno. Okay. Where's Trixie versus Cherno? That's Butter. Butter's going to be debating again. And Mage.
Yeah, back-to-back Butter.
Woo!
Let me. Fuck, I gotta find it.
Right,
oh, there it is.
Okay.
Up. Oh shit. Okay. It's a whole thing. Okay. Scenario. In Marvel's Earth 616, the god of mischief Loki has gotten himself into quite the situation. He had gotten bored. Sure, he could easily attempt to conquer Earth again, but he doesn't want to go through the trouble. That's when he hatched an idea. With his magic, he summoned two mystical creatures from two completely different realms. A blue-corned unicorn with a hat and cape, and a blue-haired ice fairy. Both quickly confused by the situation. Ah yes, you'll provide decent enough entertainment, Loki said. You two shall demonstrate your abilities to me. Whoever succeeds in keeping me... Come on, demonstrate your abilities to me. Whoever succeeds in keeping me entertained, I will happily declare you the greatest. And he gets cut off. But Loki was quickly cut off as soon as the greatest was dropped. The two immediately argued on who truly was the greatest, as the god of mischief sighed in disappointment. Let's...
The greatest what?
hope this wasn't a mistake. So, who will keep the god of mischief entertained? The great and powerful Trixie, or the quote-unquote strongest ice fairy Kurno? Kurno? How do I say it? Cyrano, whatever.
There's a lot of pronunciations people use, but the proper one is Chiruno.
Chiruno, okay. Or the ice fairy Chiruno. Or maybe Loki ends up more bored than ever. In which I want that scenario to happen. I want him to kill them both.
All right, so
but
first.
I believe Butter is first. I think is Trixie first.
Yeah, I'm for Trixie.
Then Trixie's first.
Okay, so I don't know a lot about this. How do you say their name again?
Chirno.
Chirno. I don't know too much about it. From what I was looking, they're very childish. But Trixie. First of all, I need to bring up. So Trixie has a specialty in magic. unicorns can do magic. However, Trixie's special, her cutie mark is in magic because she's so much better at magic than any other average unicorn. And that says a lot because unicorns can do things like transmutation. They've lifted themselves up, teleportation, just those general abilities you think of when you think of magic. Now, Trixie has a lot of experience entertaining people, as that's what her job was. She was just going around all of Equestria, putting on shows and entertaining folks. As well, she isn't afraid to use people in the crowd or people that annoy her, like, say, this Kieran, using her as part of her act. Like, whether it's transmuting her hair so she looks ugly or just whatever. She'll play tricks on other people, hence her name, Trixie. Which I feel that's going to be more entertaining to Loki, was not only having entertaining magic, powerful magic, and a lot of skill and experience using that magic to entertain others, but also putting this kind of magic on other people, like, say, her own opponent. So that's pretty much my argument.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
yeah, you're up, Mage.
I'm on the spot here.
Come on.
That's the point.
How will Cherno do it?
All right. So, I quickly pulled up like Loki and Pixie's pages because I don't know too much about either of them. In terms of providing entertainment for Loki, I find I'm finding words here. So as we know, Cherno is very childlike. Very much, she just wants to like play around, do pranks, whatever. And inherently, without like, Trixie is going to be using magic to all that stuff, and Loki's going to have seen like all that before. He's going to have seen like all these different like tricks with all these various spells. While Cherno and fairies like her are much more somewhat practical and are very specialized in like how they utilize what they can do for pranking. With Cherno, I find that while Trixie's gonna play, if they're gonna be playing pranks on each other, if they're like the only targets for each other, if they're gonna be messing with each other, Trixie's is gonna be a lot less like mean-spirited. While Cherno, I could see her just turning Trixie into just a giant block of ice, creating ice statues, making fun of her and whatnot, just sort of, you know.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, I mean, yeah, you got that makes sense.
You're doing fine.
Ice statues of Loki would love that.
Oh, he'd love that, yeah.
He'd fucking love it.
I also think that I think since Gensokyo runs on very strange rules, like My Little Pony, I think runs on rules that might be a little bit similar to how Marvel works. While Toho kind of runs on like they do things is very different, and I feel that would also be inherently more interesting to Loki. I think after all this, I think he would probably look for even more entertainment from Gensokyo itself, seeing like where Cherno came from. Meanwhile, funny talking horse who just kind of does what he's seen countless times. Sure, it's a funny talking horse, but
there's weirder stuff than that in Marvel.
Yeah, this is talking duck. Yeah. There's a talking duck.
Yeah. It's really not that much new to him. That's what I got right now.
All right.
Oh, in mythology, although.
I am curious how Cherno is different from what is seen in Marvel and My Little Pony. What makes Cherno like something that he would want to explore deeper?
Who wants a what?
I think it's
Not explore. You shut the fuck up, Brendan.
What? What did he say?
I simply said explore deeper, like the fucking universe and the fucking lore.
I imagine that lots of so basically the idea of stuff that's completely forgotten all showing up in one place. I think that is very interesting to explore. Like, see what the world has forgotten, like different mythological entities and everything.
Okay.
And coming to learn of that, and seeing people with very, very specific stuff using that creatively and in beautiful ways.
Okay, so I guess to say that Chirano would be like completely foreign to Loki, it's probably not true, because in Marvel 6.6 there's the Otherworld, and the Asgardian Otherworlds have like a ton of different worlds on Yggdrasil, because it's Norse mythology, and one of those worlds is literally just a world of fairies. So I don't think that's something that's going to be super unfamiliar, especially since it's not like it's a out there story for Marvel. It's part of like Thor's and Loki's stories to visit those places.
From the sounds of it to me, like, I haven't really heard something that she can do that Trixie can't. Like, and doing more practical stuff. She does both practical and magical prank. She's experienced them both. She's a showmanship. That's why she'll do both. Like with Rarity, she did a magical changing her hair to green because she knew it was Rarity's least favorite color, and she thought that hair color looked ugly.
I hate her.
You wish you could have your hair magic to dye green.
Common Rarity L. Common.
Well, I think I just lost Larry's votes.
No.
But no, best friend is green hair.
It sounds like they can do similar magic, but Trixie is a showman. Like when we're considering her at this point where she's looking to be great, then yeah, she's a showman. That's what her job is. She goes around, she does all kinds of pranks, both practical and non-practical. And I just don't see anything that sorry, I'm struggling to say.
It's fine. Like, people have their own pronunciations for her. She's
nice lady.
She's very much just one ability that she uses very well. She gasses herself up like all the time. Like, she thinks she is the best in the world and everything.
Do you think Loki would like take offense to that because he himself thinks he's the greatest?
Wait, what I'm looking up is that she's an ice fairy. So like, the thing is that Loki is a son of a frost giant.
Yeah.
You're gonna bring up that family trauma again.
Oh, he'll get pissed.
Oh, no.
He'd get pissed. Ice.
I was gonna say. I'm losing my train of thought. There was something I was gonna say.
I can say one thing about Loki, though, also in relation to Trixie.
Huh?
He got turned into a horse once, and something bad happened to him.
What happened to him?
What?
What happened to him, Ducko? You can't just leave. You can't just leave it vague. You cannot leave that vague. Did he get fucked?
He got what?
He got fucked as a horse? I think that's more traumatizing. I think he's gonna hate looking at Trixie.
He doesn't
I know
want
what this episode's getting titled.
Loki got fucked by a horse.
I was gonna say that
he's gonna hate Trixie more. I'm voting for Kierno.
Oh no.
Kierno is like, because she's friends with other fairies. Fairies also play pranks on her, and she's very gullible to kind of stuff like that. She gets pranked a lot, and I feel Loki could also just play pranks on her like endlessly.
Ducko, is the Loki thing from actual Norse mythology, or did it happen? Okay.
Oh, okay. It didn't happen in Marvel Comics. He didn't get fucked by a horse in Marvel Comics.
I think it's been implied in Marvel.
Okay. You don't think nowhere in Marvel like, oh, by the way, Logan movie got fucked by a horse? Don't bring that up, brother.
Actually, I just looked up Loki Marvel turned into a horse just to contextualize this. He wants to turn himself into a unicorn in this one comic.
Oh. Please, Trixie, please turn me into a unicorn like you.
Oh yeah, he's
Please!
unicorns there.
I'm gonna side with.
Well, they.
I'm gonna start Trixie. Yeah, she'll do it. She'll do that for him.
I'll side with Trixie.
Yeah, sounds about right.
By the power of Asgard!
I just think the
Yeah.
argument that he would bring
Not that
nothing new, that
version.
Cyrano would bring
Also-
something new to the table is just not true because fairies exist in Marvel.
I'll say, and everything that MLP is not just pony. They have like fairies, pixies. They got many magical creatures. It's made to be one of those magical kinds of worlds. So, in terms of being more interesting, I'd say
I love this.
also on the table.
I don't read Marvel comics.
Yeah, that's
We've got
yeah. I
time.
get it. I love that
got
panel,
for,
Brandon. Can you show that panel of him becoming a unicorn?
If we
It's
got
really
time,
gonna be
though,
Realm
I
versus
think we can
Clown Piece all
do,
over again.
We can do Soma versus.
Oh,
Terry.
it's like. Well, I guess I was gone for a little bit, but it's a recording at 52 minutes right now. I think we should save
That's
that.
fine.
We should
That's
save that.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I only need 2 minutes. I'll let you do your argument, then I'll.
Oh, you think you can do it?
Why?
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Let me find it.
This scenario better be like super lopsided against Soma, or else he's fucking losing.
Okay. Oh wait, no, that's Remy. Fuck. Soma versus Teru.
Okay.
On the set of Master Chef, 2 contestants stand. Teru, the super high school level chef, and Soma, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name, the first seat of the Elite 10. The test is their signature dish, and the judge, Gordon Ramsay. Which elite chef has the skills and food to impress Gordon and win Master Chef?
This is an L of a scenario. What the fuck?
Well, come on, Master Chef, Gordon Ramsay! It's
I
fucking
got
raw!
I
Go
got
ahead.
this.
Go ahead.
So, Teru, as the scenario says, he is the super high school level chef. Now, talents in Danganronpa, when someone's an ultimate something, that means they're really good at what they do. Even like just weirder stuff like just yo-yos and stuff is enough to just dazzle a crowd. And Teru with his cooking skills is he is very skilled at cooking. The smell of his cooking was enough to convince was enough to reach the nose of Akane, who was literally on top of Hope's Peak Academy, and caused her to dart down just to have a taste of his cooking. He is shown to have fed a lot of people, even just like higher up people like just like in like like the I can't speak. And like the Danganronpa like crossovers, he's been able to help well with like Byakuya, people like Byakuya who are like the affluent prodigy, people like Celeste who is known for having just incredibly just higher standards. And basically, even being like on par or better than people like Kurumi, who is like the ultimate maid as well. So he has a good track record with his cooking. And I'm not really sure what else to say here. This is just
You
Master Chef.
You got it.
Okay. Alright, cool. Alright, so when did Teru die in Danganronpa? just
We
hear
should
me
put up a
first.
spoiler.
Actually, Tiki, after he was actually brought back in the anime, so he is alive and well. And
Yeah, he's alive! He's alive!
Okay, so Food Wars is basically anime Master Chef. There's like zero fucking suspense on who wins. Someone just wins because the story that he lives in is literally the exact scenario that's been pitched here. He has done everything that Teru has. He's made food and people had smelt it like all across the fucking academy, like a huge fucking cooking conglomerate. He has fed many people. He has his own fucking restaurant. He has been in fucking cooking competitions, and he's only ever lost twice, like against like his noticeable peers. He's only ever lost like a lot of times against his dad, who's a world-renowned chef, like all across the world type shit. So no, that's it.
I'm voting for Teru.
This scenario is just fucking Food Wars.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I guess contextually, Teru would be better chef if he's the ultimate chef.
Yeah, he's the ultimate chef.
Yeah. In
that's
this
if we're saying
universe,
he's
where he's
the
called the ultimate.
Well,
Yeah, he's the ultimate chef.
What
That
does
means he's better than-
Well,
cook?
here's the thing.
I've seen Soma cook some really good food.
Yeah.
Have we seen any like of the best food in
Danganronpa.
They-
Wars or
you-
Danganronpa?
yeah.
I was like, there's no way you're asking me if have we seen food in Food Wars?
Have we?
I don't think we've ever
Seems like a
seen
stretch!
food in Food
One
War.
One thing I want to ask, right? Because MasterChef is about a little more than just cooking. It also there are challenges that play into like
Man,
how
if only
resourceful.
Food Wars had challenges during
Look,
their
Larry-
I'm trying to
Larry-
help Larry out here.
I
man.
forget, Larry. Larry, I forget. How much would it take to make Teru cry?
What?
Gordon Ramsay can make him cry if he's so mean to him. How much is it going to take to make him cry?
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, Gordon-
Actually,
doesn't-
actually, if anything, he would probably like that.
You like it?
Here's the
Gordon
thing,
Ramsay
Gordon
He's
is-
into some weird stuff.
No,
of Hell's
seen.
Kitchen.
So I don't think
Oh,
he's
am I?
not gonna
Yeah,
cry.
I don't know the difference.
Hell's Kitchen is where he yells.
Okay.
And
Like,
Master
I
Chef
hear
is
some
very.
images of just all the stuff. He does have a large palette, just creating a large amounts of food. All of this food here, he's made before. Even like this giant meat on a bone.
Just giant
Bone
meat on a
as well.
bone? Like a cartoon
he-
Tom and
like
Jerry
that.
meat on a bone?
Yeah, let me see if I can find it real quick. He also helped make like this
All right,
this
Larry, so what I
corn-
want you to do, go to this Wikipedia page and start fucking scrolling.
But look, Teru made all this great food.
Wait, hold on. Teru is the guy who someone asked him to make like a steak dish. He didn't have any meat, and so he made it out of potatoes, and it was so convincing that they couldn't tell, right?
Soma. That was Soma.
That's what Soma did?
sorry.
Episode 1 of
I'm
Food
getting-
Wars.
I'm getting the
Main
names
villains.
mixed up. I meant
Yep,
Food
he
Wars.
did do that.
Okay, yeah. So he's also resourceful enough to win like the set to win the challenges where Gordon gives them a
Yes,
set list.
that's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
yeah, I'm
That's
sorry.
like,
I'm
there's a
sorry.
ton of-
I said
There's
with
a ton of
him.
shit like this. I'm not exaggerating when I'm saying this is literally just like anime high school fucking master.
I
Chef.
know.
That's all it is.
That's why I'm trying to think of anything for Teru. Soma is like
I mean,
very good for a
How are they
GGM.
under
I
pressure?
don't know
Yeah.
if it's the matchup.
This can be we can very simply say it like this. And it's this anime a Master
It's
Chef,
like
it seems.
it's like
Yeah,
literally all this stuff that comes down to is whatever Teru can do, so we can do better.
Well, there we go.
Where is Soma?
Soma wins. And that'll be for this episode,
At
I
least
think.
my streak hasn't been broken besides one.
Also, something I would like to bring up
Yeah.
against against me that has nothing to do with cooking. Sometimes they have like female judges on the show, and I could generally see Teru getting kicked out, which full
Also,
For
Terrace
listening
has
over.
fucking chapter 1, so it's all good.
No, Larry had a sick counter for that one.
Teru fucking.
Taro
died.
came
That
back,
one-
baby! He's
that one
back!
guy
He does
obsessed with,
die, but he dies in like a virtual reality thing. Like so his
Yeah,
brain was just
spoilers,
shut off, but
Danganronpa.
eventually Hinata was able to bring him back from that. So he is still alive.
So I think, yeah, this is a good episode, I think. It's a very lengthy, a little meaty episode. But I think we can end it here, and we'll see you guys in the next
I get
Galaxy
it. I
Grid
get it,
Insights.
meaty, because we just did a
Yes,
comment. I
yes,
get it.
yes, you
Bye.
get it.
later.
Bye-bye, everybody!
See ya.